Welcome back to the CoolFigurez channel. I'm your host, Jesse the Bad Madrigal, aka the Buff Collector. The information on the channel is intended for adult collectors and not children. And today we're going to be taking a look at the 1000 Toys Halo Combat Evolved Master Chief. Well, actually it goes by a way longer, more complicated name, but you guys know what it is. It's in the title. I don't know it by memory, so we're just going to go by Halo 1 armor. But yeah, guys, if you're new, then welcome. This channel is all about cool action figures, analyzing them, hunting them, taking pics of them, and of course, playing with them. If that's your sort of thing, make sure you hit that subscribe button and bell notification icon so you stay notified when I do upload new content. And if you do enjoy this video or any other videos that I put out, please remember to give them a thumbs up. It's free and easy for you to do, and it really helps the channel grow. With all that out of the way, guys, once again, we're going to be taking a look at the 1000 Toys Halo Combat Evolved Master Chief. Once again, I know this thing goes by a way longer, more complicated name. Like I said, it is in the title, but I don't know it by memory, and the box is right here, so it is what it is, guys. But anyways, it's easier and quicker to call it the Halo 1 armor anyways. But yeah, guys, this is the 1000 Toys Halo 1 Master Chief, and man, do I have to say, this thing is definitely a beauty and takes me back. I grew up playing Halo 1 and Halo 2, and even Halo 3. Halo 3 was when I actually owned a Halo. Prior to that, I was having to use my friend's Halo because I personally just didn't have an Xbox. But I still did play it, and I did enjoy it, and I have fond memories, and this thing definitely takes me back. Now, although CoolFigurez is doing an amazing job on their Spartan collection, when I found out about this thing and I saw it, I had to pick it up. It is just a prime Master Chief and in true 1/12 scale. So the CoolFigurez line, I believe, is in 7-inch, so slightly bigger than 6-inch, and you can totally tell the difference. They're a lot beefier and whatnot. So when I came across this guy, I had to pick him up, and with him being not only a more upgraded version, but also a more articulated version, so that was definitely something that I was looking into and that I wanted with this figure. So with that being said, guys, why don't we go ahead and take a look at everything that he comes with, because this guy definitely comes with some really cool stuff. So first and foremost, let's take a look at all the hands that he comes with. So in package, he does come with a pair of fisted hands. He also comes with a pair of saluting and move forward hands. They're just kind of like stiff, straight, so you can use them as like a salute or as like move forward and stuff like that. So you do have those options. You do get a pair of energy sword holding hands, both a left and a right, so you can hold it in either hand. So yes, spoiler alert, you do get an energy sword with this guy, and you do get a left and right kind of relaxed, also gun gripping hand. As you can see, he has it right here, and you do also get a left and right trigger finger hand. He has the right one in right there. So that is all the hands that he comes with, but now let's go ahead and take a look at all the weapons that he comes with. So as you can see, he does have his assault rifle and his magnum pistols on his hip. So besides that, you do also get, like I said, an energy sword, and this thing is super cool, guys. I absolutely love it. Honestly, I love this figure so much that I went ahead and ordered the new Halo Infinite version, basically. So this figure came out in 2019, and they just released an updated, like I said, Halo Infinite version this year, literally like this past month or this month itself. So because it was on pre-order for Big Back Toy Store up until like Sunday night, or I'm sorry, up until like Friday. So yeah, I think it just came out, so super happy to have picked that up, waiting on it to come in, and you bet when it comes in, I'll be doing a review on that figure. So yeah, guys, shout out to Astro Ender over on Instagram. He did hook this thing up. I picked him up off of OfferUp for 100 while he does retail for 124. So shout out to him for hooking it up. I absolutely love this figure, and I'm gonna use him for so many cool picks, especially since I did just recently announce on my Sunday morning podcast, Coffee and Toys, where we go over all the latest and great toy news, reveals, pre-orders, and so much more, that I am going to be collaborating with 97 Parsecs Photography over on Instagram for a weekly Monday Halo photo over on Instagram at Epic Shots by CoolFigurez for my shot, and once again, 97 parsecs photography for his shots. And so we're going to be starting that. I believe we said the 17th of January, and it should run through the year. So look out for that. Like I said, a weekly Monday Halo pick in collaboration with him. He's a great toy photography. He's from the UK. Super excited. So yeah, guys, check it out. And also check out my weekly Toy News Toy Talk podcast, Coffee and Toys. Also, I'm going to be doing a weekly live show over on Instagram every Wednesday. So I do have a list of guests already. So the first one being Jason B. Michael, then Sleeping Collectibles, then the Toy Page, and then ending off with Old Republic Collectibles. So a full month ahead, a fun one to be sure. So come on by on Instagram at CoolFigurez to check out the live Coffee and Toys show. So anyways, guys, back to this figures. He does come, like you see, with his magnums as well as his assault rifle. So let's go ahead and take a look at the pistols first, since I just pulled them off. So they are identical and they are beautifully painted and detailed. I absolutely love the coloring on these things. The one thing I do wish they did was slide and release the magazines. Very minor gripes, but I do wish they did that. So next up, why don't we go ahead and take a look at the assault rifle itself. Let me go ahead and, you know what, it's just easier to pull his hand off, as you can see, and which is a point we will look at later on. But taking a look at the assault rifle, it is very Halo Combat Evolved. In the Halo 4 version that they just released, the assault rifle is updated so that it does look more like the Halo Infinite version than the Halo Combat Evolved. This one looks very plain, very, you know, Halo 1-ish, but the next one is a lot more detailed, but super cool nonetheless. It is exact to what the game made it look like back in the day. You do get that nice blue little paint right there, and you do also get this little peg that pops out, which you do utilize right here on the back. Whoops. Go ahead and just push it in, and it stays right there. So the way that this works is kind of similar to Jazzware's Spartan collection, where you do get little plates right here. So I'm not going to put it in because it was kind of hard to pull it out, but you do get little plates right here. So here's this one right here, and also for your thigh pieces. These don't come on his thighs in box, they come as side pieces. Instead, you get these side plates right here that just insert right there into that peg hole. So like I said, very much similar to the Jazzwares line, but not exact. But anyways, guys, that is all the accessories that he comes with. So with that being said, why don't we just take a closer look at Chief. But first, let me try to get this hand in his peg. And once again, the pegs are something we won't discuss, as you can see, because they are a bit of an issue in my opinion, but we'll get to that. But first, let's go ahead and take a nice closer look at him, because he is just a phenomenal looking figure. Now, Jazzwares is just about to release their Halo 1 version. I actually do have that on pre-order. However, this thing is just beautiful, amazing, and just straight up beautiful, guys. I absolutely love it. The armor itself is, I believe, a light die-cast metal, because this does have some slight weight to it, and it isn't plasticky. I don't know if you guys can hear that. Although, I don't know, it maybe just be hard plastic. Not too sure, guys, but it does have a metal feel to it. But the cool thing about this guy is that the plates on him will move to an extent so that it can allow for more articulation. So as you can see, his arms will go up all the way. You just move the plate upwards, and I guess we've kind of just moved on into articulation at this point. So why don't we go ahead and start from the top. His head will look all the way to the left and all the way to the right, and he will make that noise, unfortunately. In terms of looking down and up, you can move the neck joint down a bit, so he does look down pretty significantly. However, to look up, he kind of just looks straight back at you, not too far up, not too much on up, but pretty decent down. No head wobble. Like I showed you guys, you do get a full T-pose out of this guy. You just have to move the armor plate up. You do get 360 rotation at the shoulder right here. Whoops, knocked his hand off. All the way around. You do get bicep swivel right there. You do get a single hinge elbow joint, not a double, but it's okay. He gets plenty of articulation. Let's look at this hand, since it's still on his peg. You do get rotation up, down, whichever way you want the peg. However, as you can tell, the pegs are pretty small in this guy, and as you can tell from what's going on, the hands kind of don't stay on too well. So that is one little gripe, but these aren't toys to be meant to be played with and whatnot. So once you do pose him up, as you saw at the beginning, he will hold a pose, and it's no longer an issue. But yeah, until then, if you're just messing around with him, he does tend to drop his hands, so just be aware of that. But a very minor gripe, like I said, once you play around with him and you pose him up, you can get his hands to stay, and it's an overall great figure. So looking at this, the pouches on his waist are a different color than his other armor, which is nice and makes him stand out. None of them open up, they're all molded plastic. When you go down to the knees, the cool thing about this guy is that the plates move on his kneecap. So if you bend his knee or come up, you can move the plate and you can get just that much more articulation, and you can even put his shit back so that way it covers it up and it moves with his body very nicely. As well as right here, this armor right here also moves up and down so that you can bring his leg up pretty high. So that's the real cool thing about this figure, is that the armor plating does move so that it allows for a lot more articulation. And unlike the Jazzwares line, you do get some really good ab crunch downwards and not too much back, just slight. A ball joint down there so you can rotate, you can get side to side, you get rotation up here, rotation down here, which is something that the Jazzware line just doesn't give you at all. It's like just one solid piece right here. So yeah. Looking at his leg articulation, you have to move this up first, and he can actually kick out pretty decently. Not too far, but considering he's all armored up, he can kick out pretty decently. Looking how far he can kick forward, you're looking at basically that much, which is pretty decent, like I said, for being this armored up. Kicking back, he can really kick back. He does come with double hinge knees, so he can kick back that far. Like I said, you just have to make sure the plate is out of the way, so be aware of that. You don't want to fuck that up. Looking at his ankle articulation, kind of just goes down that far, and it pops off. Thankfully, it just pops right back in. It goes up that far, and you do get a slight toe articulation right there at the bottom. So all in all, guys, a great figure. Even though you see a bunch of stuff popping off him, it's a simple fix. You just pop it right back on. Like I said, the hands especially, they tend to pop off, yes. But with figures like this, they're not toys. They're not meant to be played with, even though we do tend to play with them when we do toy photography and when we display them. But for the most part, once you get him into a pose, he's pretty solid. So nothing to complain about. And in terms of posing him, he does hold poses very well and balance very well in those poses. So I had a lot of fun taking pics of him, and I'm going to have a lot of fun taking more pics of him, like I said, for the Monday weekly Halo shots with 97 Parsecs Photography. Looking forward to that. So yeah, guys, first review video of the new year. Happy New Year's, guys. I hope you guys had a great 2021. I know it was kind of a little weird and such, but I hope you overall had a great 2021. And whether you had a great or a bad 2021, I hope your 2022 is even better and you're more successful and happier this year. So yeah, guys, with that being said, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day to listen to me talk about toys, and let's go ahead and take a look at some really cool pics that I took of this guy. And if you did enjoy this video, please remember to give it a like, share, comment, and subscribe. And as always, have a great fucking year. Thank you so much for sticking to the end of this video. If you enjoyed those pics, you can find the full images over on Instagram at CoolFigurez. And I do have a separate Instagram account for my more thought out, planned out, more edited pics called Epic Shots by CoolFigurez. Check it out if you like what you see. Leave me a follow there as well. And if you guys want to see the unboxing of any figures I do reviews on for this channel, go ahead and check me out over on TikTok at CoolFigurez. That's where I post all my unboxings. And join me every Sunday morning for Coffee and Toys, a weekly toy news, toy talk podcast where we will go over all the latest and great toy news, reveals, pre-orders, and so much more. If you did enjoy this video, please remember to give it a thumbs up. It really helps the channel grow. If you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button. But whether or not you're a subscriber, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day to listen to me talk about toys. I really appreciate it. As always, I'm your host, Jesse the Bat Madrigal, aka the Buff Collector. And I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Thank you so much to this channel sponsor, CoolFigurez Store. Check them out for all your Funko Pop, anime, Pokemon card, and toy print needs. And of course, use code CoolFigurez at checkout for 10% off your order. CoolFigurez Store. Check them out, guys.